search, nothing. So I mean, that's obvious example of one rule for him and one rule for us.
Yeah.
I mean, why should anybody put up with that? As I say, I've been in the airport and they stop and search me, and I make a fuss about it every time because I'm not putting up with it. And I've said to the people going through the scanners and getting themselves stopped and searched, I says, you're nothing but a bunch of sheep. Please stand up for yourself. Just putting up with this. I says, what does it take? Does it have to lay their hands on your children? Because I mean that's what's happening in America, and people still aren't doing anything about it.
No.
I've not seen it done here. We've not gone to that extent of searching children here yet. I've not that I've witnessed anyway. But I mean that has to be the fine line where people should stop. I mean, there's enough paedophiles being exposed here, there, and everywhere.
Attempted exposure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. But what kind of people take on these jobs in the first place? Why would anybody take on a job where they stand there for 8 hours a day, touching up other people? It's just not normal.
They're brain trained.
Well, I mean, they're either that or just perverts. I mean, because I couldn't do it. If it was the last job on earth, I wouldn't be doing it.
They were talking this morning about more women. They must get more women in positions of power. But it doesn't matter. If you're in a position of power, you're going to have brain training.
Of course
you will be the same. It doesn't matter whether it's a woman, man, even a monkey. They'll be brain trained to do the job that they have to do. Our governments do not do anything for us. They work for a higher power. And this is global. We know this. This is everywhere.
Well, I'd actually trust the monkey before I trust the politician anyway. But
absolutely.
you get more sense out of it, like.
Absolutely.
And they're cheaper.
Oh, sorry, Neil. Go ahead.
Just going back to what we were talking about earlier about Soylent Green. I just remember posting something today. It came out in the mail. I think it was yesterday. No, it was today. Was it? Yes, maybe yesterday. That in Holland they've just given the go-ahead for the first mobile euthanasia unit. So they'll come to your home in a van and kill you in your own house. So that's nice. And you still there? Hello? Hello? Hello?
I'm sorry, Neil.
That was me. I was trying to get the sound a little bit better, and I turned it off.
It was fine.
No problem. Anyway, and just following on from that, are you still there?
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Just following on from that, I put something else up which came out, I think it was a Telegraph, where David Halpern, an advisor to David Cameron, has said that loneliness is worse than smoking. So lonely old people have to go back out to work to meet new friends. And obviously not get their pension and die before they're even going to get a hold of that, So they're going to work them to death, or they're going to have a van sent round to your door to kill you should you get a bit depressed.
Now that's a point that comes to mind about the students. Students are now encouraged to think that old people are a waste of money, a waste of resources, and why can't they? They've got to pay such a phenomenal amount to be educated. The old people are useless, and obviously to the young, euthanasia will be quite a nice prospect until they get to that stage, of course. Because where I go, you follow.
Well, that's Logan's Run, isn't it? By the time you get to 30, you have to go into the carousel, and that's your time up.
Yeah.
I watched on that same subject. I watched a film recently called In Time, which is everybody's genetically modified to stop aging at 25, and then you're supposed to die. You're actually born with a clock embedded into your arm, a digital clock. And it runs down to you start off with 25 years, and it runs down, and you can trade minutes and all that kind of thing if you work hard, or if you come into a bit of luck or whatever, and you can give other people some of your time, your relatives or whatever, if you want to live longer. But everybody's 25 years old, so it pushes out that kind of thing of intergenerational sex as well.
Yeah.
Because the first scene, I think, shows you the guy and his mother, and you don't know what the film's about, and you think it's his girlfriend or his wife, praised his mother because she looks 35, you know. And everybody's the same age in the movie.
That reminds me of Rockefeller's website, where it's David Rockefeller, I think, where he said he can't wait for everybody in the world to be microchipped, because the microchip can be exploded from the centre office, wherever that is, to kill you off. So if they get us all microchipped, that would be the idea, I expect. We'll get to whatever age they decide and they'll turn off the microchip and we're dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's exactly what happened to these people. As soon as the clock ran down to 0, they just dropped dead.
Did you know that they're microchipping the youngsters in Germany already?
I hadn't heard that. That'll be interesting for our producer chap who's in Switzerland at the moment.
Well, what happens is they've got these microchips in their hands, and when they go to a nightclub or anything, they don't have to take a purse or a wallet or a handbag.
Yeah. They did that in Spain as well, in Club Baraka or something.
Yeah.
That was quite a few years ago. I think it was 2007, 2008.
Yeah, it's quite a while it's been going on.
But I mean, I think that was their trial, if you like, to see just how people would accept it. And of course the youngsters did accept it because they thought it was great not to have to worry about carrying a wallet or anything. When they wanted a drink or anything, they just scanned their hand. If only they knew what it's heading towards. There might not been
if you go to some of the Mason site, they've got something called the Masoni chip, and they want to have all the children microchipped.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So I presume that's well.
But she went around the town interviewing people, asking them what they thought about the European Union. And apart from one man, they all said the same. It was undemocratic and dictatorial, and they could all see what's happening. So I think the people are waking up in general, not before time, mind you, but it's incredible how many people now realise there's something badly wrong, and they've got to start doing something about it. And of course the thing to do is to stop voting for these damn political parties. Political parties are there to keep the people in check, and they do the work for the hierarchy who are in charge of it all, the bankers and the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all the ones who control everything. They control the governments or the political parties. The political parties control their MPs by the whip, and the people are screwed whichever one gets elected. So the people have got to stop voting for them. They've got to vote for independents who want to do what's right for the people.
Yeah, it's interesting that the terminology that's used when we're dealing with criminals and paedophiles and all sorts of deviants in politics, that they have to use a whip on them. Yeah. But, there was something else I put up during the week there, and I was speaking to Brian about it, with the guy down in Camden in London who walking into his own block of flats in a communal garden area was shouted at by a camera.
Oh yes.
So they now have there are speaking cameras in London, and the Camden Council paid for these. I'm sure you've got them in front as well, yeah? Yeah. Have they turned them on yet?
I think they did have a trial turn on.
They had a trial, and as it happened, I was in town on that day, and it made me jump out my skin, because they were only trying it. But I mean, if they see you drop a piece of litter, it comes out over the camera. pick up that litter or whatever, like, you know, and they were trying it out on the day I was in Plymouth, so I know we've got them here. They haven't turned them on yet, but it's coming.
They tried to say in Camden it was a mistake. They'd been changing the batteries and all this stuff, and it's 5 weeks ago. And the guy who filmed it said, "Well, it only happened on Saturday," you know. And at the end of the article, it appeared in the Independent, I think it was. The guy who was responsible for it was so arrogant. He said, "Oh well, we don't want to try to help them. If they don't want it, that's fine. You know, that's fine. They're idiots, kind of thing." But he actually admitted it was a test. Yet the newspapers don't pick up on it. I mean, it's so obviously transparent that the whole article is just a lie from start to finish. But
well, we all know that the newspapers are controlled anyway.
Yeah, we'll go on to Common Purpose from there.
Yeah.
Common Purpose, I'm sure. Well, we know that Common Purpose is in America as well. It's interesting to note that the term "useful idiots," which Julia Middleton uses in her book Leading Beyond Authority, was first used by Joseph Stalin, some years before. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. I think a lot of the American listeners will know that one as well.
Yeah, I think leaders are well chosen and well trained.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is interesting. I was driving home from Bury St Edmunds yesterday, and I've never seen Infowars mentioned anywhere. I've never seen a poster or a flyer up anywhere. And I was driving behind this lorry, and it was one of, you know, it's been snowing and stuff, so the roads are really filthy. So the back of this lorry was like, it was a white lorry, but it was brown, you know, at the back. And somebody had taken a mop to it or something, and written Infowars.com, wake up, and letters were about 4 feet high.
Wonderful!
So I gave the guy a flash and waved him out the window. So
yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, I drive around with the Union flag on my car, and in the back window out of the EU, local rebellion. So, you know, anybody who pulls up behind me can see that. But the trouble is, I mean, I think everybody in Britain and in America should be flying their flag on their car, so that the politicians can see that the people love their country. You know, we love our families, but we love our country as well, and we want our country back. We don't want to be ruled by these dictatorial idiots who think because they've got all the money, they've got all the power.
Well, I mean, we love our countries in terms of being, you know, tied to that certain geographical area as well. But I mean, it goes beyond that. It's about your own culture, which is
exactly
it's ingrained in you.
Yeah.
And we hear a lot about, you know, the Scots hate the English hate the Scots, you know, the English hate the Irish, all the rest of it. I mean, it's just, all of it's just utter nonsense. And,
it's been a concerted effort to detract, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, most people in this country know it's nonsense. But when you speak to people in other countries, that's what they'll come back to you with. It's like, oh, the Scots hate the English, and you go, well, no, we don't, you know.
No.
That's the perception.
We love you.
Nah, I do, you know. Don't tell me girlfriend. But,
it all comes back to the governments. It's all the people at the top that are dividing us, divide and conquer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, what they want is they don't want any group of people to be big enough. That's right, big enough to stand against them and defend what we want to keep. Simple as that.
And it's the same with religions. I mean, religions have all been taken over. You might as well forget them as well. It's such a shame, but they all get leadership training. I don't know if you look on, everybody do your own research. Look at the leadership training, diversity training that they all get. And I think if we do want a good world where our children can maintain their innocence, which is being taken from them, and the young have got respect for their elders because of the wisdom of their years, and people actually care about each other, we've got to honestly have faith and trust and just keep our belief system. Just keep out of the system that's rolling all the time if possible. Don't have your brain trained, please.
Well, I mean, nobody's born with a certain hang up or ideology. Everything is given to them. So, you know, people are brought up in the family unit and all the rest of it, and given the values